Welcome to the Rainbow Gateway Oracle. Virgo, this is your reading for all placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Heavy Sixth House, and anyone who's resonating with the title or intuition to come here. Now, thanks for coming. We are a psychic tarot reader. We are a psychic channeler and have access to the Cosmic Intelligence Agency and Akashic Record. We are also a licensed acupuncturist and have a master's in science and oriental medicine. We are a astrologer of Western tropical and also are coming here to just let you know that we are also a behavioral psychologist and an autistic genius savant, as they say, when it comes to particular areas of life. We have the Three of Pentacles coming out. We appreciate your views, your likes, your subscribes, and all that jazz. And there are readings for sale in the description box. Check that out if you are feeling called. Now, we're going to just use the Rider-Waite deck here and call this the OG. And see what Spirit has to bring out for you. Now, let's get into the cards, and without further ado, Three, 5, 5. Still alive is what I'm getting. What is happening here with the Death card? That's funny. And the Hangman on the bottom. Now, we're going to start with this and move on from there. So, there is a shit ton of trauma wanting to be healed in your life, okay? And your current state is feeling stuck and unable to understand a lot of things about what is the problem, okay? You're having a hard time understanding what the problem is, where it came from, why it's there. And there are a lot of people around who aren't interested in giving you the right kind of knowledge that you're looking for. They're not interested in giving you the intel, okay? They don't want to give you the intel. These are people that are not your friends, but you think that they are. So you're trying to get advice from them. And the universe is wanting to help change your perspective so that you can finally, move ahead in life and not feel like you're upside down all the time. The friends in your life aren't solid. And I'm sorry to have to give you that news if this is your reading and it's resonating for you, because it's difficult when we think we have good friends and they turn out to be frenemies. And frenemies are people that can sometimes help us, but it's often at our own expense. It's like they offer the poison apples in life to us. And sometimes it seems like we're hungry and we need that, so we eat it. And then we find out later on that they baited us. And this is what I'm saying here, is that there's some friends in your life who offer things to you, but they're actually baiting you, okay? And it doesn't make you feel good. It makes you feel left out. It makes you feel abandoned, lost, alone, sad. And it sends you through really heavy feelings inside. Like, it feels like you're dying inside because of the sense of abandonment. And there's a lot of conflict, and there are people who aren't interested in working together with you to create harmony. What they want to do is create discordant experiences. They get off on drama, and this isn't just run-of-the-mill drama. This is like they completely set things up to watch it blow up, okay? This isn't a little bit of conflict, or because sometimes conflict is creative and it's non-toxic and we can learn about it and grow with it. But these are game players, big time game players, and they absolutely are vicious. And I want you to know that, okay? They're vicious. Be careful, all right? Be careful. Now we're going to do a little bit of an I Ching reading. So we have the Chinese 5 element coming out here. And we'll see how we can support this in your life and what other messages come through, because you don't deserve to be around people like that in life. But it's difficult when you're just born into an environment and you have these people around you. And then, you grow up with them, and then you start to learn things in life, and then you find out that the people you've grown up with are really nasty. And that's what I'm getting here, is that these are, people you've grown up with, known for a long time. And they're really just bad eggs, if you will. And sometimes that happens. And we have to sometimes see things in metaphor, because when you have something that's sick, like if you have a plant that's not doing well, sometimes you can save the plant and, partition it away from the bad roots. Other times the whole plant goes. But it's like being able to separate the rotten from the unrotten to salvage the good stuff in life. And it's like you're the thing that's not rotten, and you have to separate yourself from what is rotten. And unfortunately, some of our family lines, and because of generational trauma, some of our, communities, like we have real dark pockets of emotional filth from people who are mentally sick, really. And their beliefs are really self-limiting and false and dark and sadistic. Fire horse, effortless vitality. They're constantly trying to send you in the wrong direction in life. And when you step away from them, you'll find yourself in a really different energy, okay? You'll be more revitalized, you'll have more inspiration, you'll have more energy, and yeah, you'll know the way to go. Like the pathway will open up for you. The pathway will open up for you, and your time with these people is your own. And you can absolutely do whatever you want in your life, and you can stay if you want to, okay? No one's telling you what to do. Your soul has a destiny, and your intuition will guide you to there, okay? It will guide you to there. But when you don't tap into your intuition, you absolutely block yourself from everything you ever wanted, okay? You block yourself. You block yourself, you move in the wrong direction, and when you do that, it just creates more shadow. It creates more shadow for you. And that creates karma for you. And they're shitty to you, but when you allow that for yourself, then you create karma. So when you're extremely harmful to another person, it creates karma. And when you're allowing other people to be extremely harmful to you, when you're made aware of it, that also creates karma, because it's self-harm. And then the universe gives you big lessons, and you see, why can't my life go the way I want to? And why is it always like this? And stuff like that. It's because there's a unwillingness to listen to the intuition. There's an unwillingness to see a higher perspective. There's an unwillingness to evolve. And you can make that choice to stay where you're at, or you can make the choice to evolve. And either choice is never easy. We have to do things that are difficult. And would you rather go through something difficult and then find a better, healthier, happier experience in life? Or would you rather go through something difficult and fall further into misery? And that's pretty much the choices the universe gives us in our lifetime. And we get a lot of chances to make corrections, to make mistakes, to learn, to grow. And every moment we can make a new choice. Every moment. Every second you can make a different choice. And it's always up to you, okay? You have the free will to choose the love inside of you or the fear inside of you. And it's important that you recognize when you're self-sabotaging and sawing off your own foot and putting on a show for the sadists who enjoy watching you fall down again and again. We have Metal Horse. Engage the heart to heal. The ability to let go is there. It's painful. It's painful to let go, and you have to go through a death process when you let go of things that aren't good for you. But what really dies inside of you is the inauthentic part of you. It's the false ego that's dying, and your soul self, your heart, is rejoicing. But then we have to have a funeral at times for the old version of ourself that was groomed and seeded with bad ideas and stuff like that. We have to let go of that old part of ourselves. That old part of ourselves helped us to survive in life, and it helped us to survive these really nasty people in our life. But then now it's absolutely hurting you to keep that old version of you. And when we talk about ego, what is ego? It's your personal identity. It's your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings. But those can all change. Our identities can change, our beliefs can change, our feelings can change, our opinions can change. And those change with experience, with knowledge, with wisdom. And that never changes our authentic being, our authentic self, because recognizing that you're not your thoughts, you're not your beliefs, you are not your opinions, you're not your job, you're not your musical preference. Those are attachments that we can have. You might want to read the book called The 5 Levels of Attachment by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr., I believe it is. every book by Don Miguel Ruiz and Sons is absolutely amazing. I recommend checking them all out because they'll really help you change your perspective without having to do some of the things that you're saying you don't want to do in your head right now. Why don't you check out those books and see what that does for your life to help you shift your perspective? That would help you to open your heart wider and give you more inspiration to make choices that feel better. It's not easy to leave people behind even when they treat us like shit because they manipulate us. We grew up with them. We have history with them. It's different for everybody what we choose to do. We have a lot of horses here, okay? Wood horse, live and love joyfully. There's a need to be set free and also to recognize that horse energy is masterful and the universe is begging you to become a master. And when you don't take the opportunity when it comes, and that's the intuitive nudge, you sabotage yourself, you self-abandon, and then more conflict happens. And then you die again inside and you have to go through all that heaviness again. And when you start making those higher choices, and that's your intuitive nudges, you see the life shift and change and grow. And unfortunately, that is involving leaving some people behind. And you don't have to make that choice today, and you don't have to come to that today. But maybe check out those books and then see how you feel after that. You deserve love. You deserve people who treat you right. You deserve better, okay? And that's the thing that you can learn, is to treat yourself better. And maybe you want to do that first. Learn to treat yourself better first, and then look at the other stuff that's more difficult than you want to see right now. You need to be rooted, anchored, and safe on the planet. It's important for you. And that's coming from your intuition. And when you follow your intuition, it will keep you safe every time. Even when you have to face fear, even when you have to do difficult shit, even when you have to dig up the skeletons in the closet in order to bury them and put them to rest. That's what it is, okay? And that's life, that's karma, that's the spiritual journey. And you're a beautiful, beautiful individual. And these people in your life treat you like dirt. And you don't deserve it. You really, really don't deserve it. And they want to tell you that you do. Okay? And that's what they do. They try to convince you that you deserve it. But you don't. And you'd be surprised how much your life can change by reading a particular passage of knowledge. I was really a depressed person for years and years. I came from a really nasty family. And I went to a therapist when I'm 46. So I was just before I turned 31. I went to a therapist. And she had me read something, and I don't even remember what it was, but it was just a short paragraph. And let me tell you, my whole perceptual reality and mind changed overnight. And I was able to pop out of a depression that I'd been in for my entire lifetime. And, you know, I still had a lot more inner work to do. And, personally, I've been through identity crisis, existential crisis, ego death, dark night of the soul, disillusionment, shadow integration. I've gone through a lot of processes myself in order to open up my psychic conduits and chakras and stuff like that. And everyone has the ability to do that sort of thing in life if they follow their intuition, if they intend that for their life. Another good thing you could do is just set some good intentions for yourself. What would you like the universe to deliver to you in life? Like, what would you like to see for your own personal self? Do you want to have more happier connections with people, better relationships? What do you want? Manifest with the moon. Write down the things you want to have in your life that aren't material, like what kind of good feelings do you want to have in life? Ask the universe to help you cultivate joy in life. And then follow your intuition, because the universe will deliver what you want, but you have to allow the universe to do it. The universe will do it in a way that you might not expect, because the universe has an infinite view and there are infinite potentials. But we as human beings, we only have a finite perspective. We can only see A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3. And the universe sees that there's like thousands of languages and infinite letters. And we use our intuition because the universe sees the whole game. It sees the end game, but we only see a couple of moves in front of us, and maybe we don't even see the moves that we need to make. And that's why we follow our intuition. And sometimes the intuition tells us to do things that seem scary, or seems like we shouldn't do that, because we have a belief that tells us, we have a false belief that tells us we shouldn't do it. And that's a process in learning to trust yourself, your intuition. And the more you learn to do that, the less you're going to want to stick around with people who are shitty. And again, you make your own choices in life. You can do whatever you want. And you can choose to play in the dark side if you want to. But also recognize that karma is real, and karma teaches us really harshly at times. This is Saturn we're talking about. And Saturn doesn't play, okay? Saturn, Kronos, ate his children, okay? And this is our karmic teacher. So pay attention to what you're saying, because those are disparaging thoughts in your head, and that's not you. But those disparaging thoughts in your head are trying to convince you that those are that the thoughts are yourself. You're what is aware of thoughts, okay? You're observing thoughts, you're witnessing thoughts. Meditation, yoga, these kinds of things help us with our mind-body connection. And it's really good to have a practice of stretching and breathing to help regulate the nervous system. That's also something that can really help with you. Even just going for a simple walk for 10-15 minutes is good to get you a better space in your head. And that might be more inspiring for you when you can do that. You might start out with just a short walk. Now, I'm going to read just a little bit of this. It says, a feeling of clarity and fresh opportunity follows a thunderstorm or any time of extreme tension or obstacles. The storm has had the effect of clearing the air and suddenly reducing atmospheric tension. This symbolizes that some kind of deliverance is at hand. In the wake of a storm on land, deliverance can appear in the form of new color and life, which bursts forth in fields and flowers. Following a storm at sea, deliverance could take the form of land itself. In the realm of human relations, the rain of forgiveness can wash the human landscape clean after a conflicted period of enmity and error. Great clarity of purpose and renewed vigor can follow the healing of old wounds, but care must be taken to avoid accidentally reopening these wounds by moving too quickly. Similarly, it is important to return to normalcy before moving ahead with new plans or projects after periods of stress. Follow the resolution of a difficult situation. Your first priority is to return to normal conditions as quickly as possible. Breathe a sigh of relief, but don't relax completely. It would be a mistake to reawaken the sleeping dogs of the immediate past before the new situation has stabilized. Look ahead, attend to residual matters that need taking care of, and do so without hesitation. Make a clean sweep of the past and move deliberately. Forgive, forget, and move on to see your fortunes improve. And we're going to read line number 6 here. When your main obstacle is a cunning adversary, forceful removal of that person may be the only option. When such drastic measures are called for, quick, precise action is necessary. As the element of surprise may be critical, discuss your plans only with those who have a real need to know. The wise and contented human has everything they need to accomplish the task of letting go, whether it applies to a bad habit or situation or anything that requires immediate removal to ensure success. And we're going to pull a fortune cookie here. Romance. Love is set to sizzle. The chance for romance is high for those seeking a connection. I want you to know, the universe is wanting you to know that you deserve a wonderful romance and life. And this is coming in for you when you make the hard choice and do what you know that you need to do and declutter your life of what insults you, what disrespects you, and it says, declutter your life, let go of correspondence, objects, and people you no longer want. Someone will hurt your feelings and reveal a new side of themselves that you may wish to avoid. Okay? The universe wants you to release these people from your life and take your time with it, okay? Don't take too much time, but don't feel like you have to rush and just, like, you know, give yourself a massage. Take a hot Epsom salt bath. Like, do some stretching. Take a yoga class. Whatever it is for you that makes you feel great inside, you know? There's all manner of things in life. Take care of you, and the universe will guide you and treat you right and bring you better, okay? And sometimes we have to play with the dark side in order to see our own light at times, but then we can put those dark people down. And the Cosmic Intelligence Agency is an agency consisting of Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel. There are other archangels, and they are also known as Pleiadians by some others. However you choose to refer to them is fine, but they are the archangels or the Pleiadians. And that's the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And that's what happens when you open your crown chakra fully, and your third eye fully, and your heart fully. And that takes stepping into the present moment awareness altogether. And there is quite a bit of disciplined meditation that comes along with opening your chakras in that way. And you also have to be willing to follow your intuition no matter what. No matter what it says, no matter what it tells you, no matter how crazy or absurd or scary it might seem, you have to be willing to follow your intuition and give the universe and God all the trust and all the faith when you give that to the intuition. And using tarot cards is what helped me to develop my intuition, because I was raised by really evil people and I had to work really hard. I spent over 15 years doing various therapies. I did 2 years of talk therapy. I've done equine assisted trauma therapy, so I worked with horses to help me heal intimacy issues, and also to it helped me to understand my emotional needs even. I'm someone who has a lot of I'm a Virgo sun, but I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. I'm someone who needs a lot of space. And I didn't always realize that I need a lot of space, but I also need a lot of close connection. It's a bit of a contradiction because I need both, but when you need space, you need space. But that's just some of the things that I did. I also did acupuncture several days a week. I've also done yoga 3 to 5 days a week for around 5 years. I still do yoga, but my practice has changed. I've done Qigong. I've done EMDR. I've used essential oils. I've seen many different yoga teachers, many different other somatic bodywork practitioners. I worked with a Tui Na therapist for about a year, and I went weekly. And sometimes I went to acupuncture 2-3 days a week, and I got body work. And that's expensive for some people when you don't have money, but other people, money's no object. And when the universe wants you to heal, wants you to do the self-care, wants you to do the right thing for yourself, when you make that choice, the universe finds a way to fund it. I'm someone who did work trade for yoga, and I didn't have the money to pay for that yoga, but I did work trade. So I talked to the studio. Some studios offer a trade program. So maybe you mop the floor or wash the mats that they give you. They give you complimentary mats and blankets sometimes when you go to yoga for the props and stuff. So I would wash that or mop the floor. And then I got unlimited yoga so I didn't have to pay out of pocket. And that helped me during grad school. And, I'm someone who grew up in Detroit and absolutely was a party chick for years and binge drank and, whatever. And then I moved away from Detroit and I moved to Chicago and I went to grad school for acupuncture and I got into yoga and I stopped drinking all the time. And I still have some drinks now, but what I did was find a better balance. And I stopped shaming myself. I stopped guilting myself. And I learned all of these things and, finding various self-help books and podcasts and the things that were inspiring. Follow your curiosity. Start with Don Miguel Ruiz and go from there. And there are a lot of other things out there that can guide you to a better mindset, better feelings inside, a higher perspective. And that's going to help bring in that romance you really, really want. And you have to become your own best friend and lover before you can really be that for anyone else. And the universe will help you manifest the right partners for you in order to learn the lessons you need in life so that you can grow. And that's the reading. Thank you for coming. We have readings for sale in the description box. And until next time.